So one of the most frustrating things that happens to us as salespeople is that we put together a great proposal or had a great meeting with a prospect, and then we follow up and nothing happens. In this video, I'm going to share with you a question that's been sent to me by someone that's been reading my materials that I'm going to answer, and that's going to give you a direct way in which you can handle the situation when you've had a great meeting with a prospect and you think it's perfect, but you hear nothing. Let's take a look at the video and see if it gives you an answer to a problem that you've had yourself. So Andrew said to me, a prospect I thought was really hot hasn't got back to me when they said they would. What should I do? So in situations like that, it's probably the biggest frustration that we all have as sales professionals. We've all been there. We've been in a meeting, we've had a great conversation that we think with the prospect, it's all gone really well, and then we're in a position where we've even arranged maybe to have a call with them and to speak to them in a period of time afterwards, and then basically we don't hear from them. Why is that? What's gone wrong and what should we do about it? So the first thing is, let's look at what happened. Invariably in situations like this, and it's a difficult thing maybe to address with people, and I'll be honest with you, the reason that they don't necessarily call back or that the prospect doesn't engage back is because we haven't qualified it properly in the first place. So go back to that process and that time, Andrew, and think, when I was in that meeting, what questions did I ask? Did I really qualify with the prospect? And again, you'll see the link, and I'll put a link in the video to the idea of BANT. Did I qualify them around their budget requirements? Did I qualify them around who was making the decision? Did I qualify about the need, the real problem or want that I was solving with what I was doing? And did I qualify around timing? Because generally, in most cases, when we don't qualify effectively, we think things are going great. We think the prospect is engaged, they've listened, and they've nodded their heads when we've talked about our solution and that everything's great. But if we don't qualify around those four areas, it basically means that you've gone ahead and thought it's going to move, the business is going to move forward at a certain time, but the prospect thinks differently. So why it's happened is we probably haven't qualified it enough in the first place. And I urge you all, if you're watching this video, whenever you have that next sales conversation with someone you think is a really great opportunity, have a look at the questions that I've put on my website. Ask them the questions, read the signs that you're getting back from your prospect. It's essential if we're going to get to a situation where you don't then deliver a proposal and then feel that you're then going to be left waiting as to what's going to happen. The question is now, I guess, is if you've not done those elements, and be honest with yourself, if you've not, that's maybe the reason, what do you do? So the honest answer, I think, is you've got to be a little bit persistent. Sometimes people are busy. Maybe the prospect that you're working with has just had lots going on. They've had other things happening. They've just not had time to actually look at your proposal and what you're doing, especially if they're in a very senior position, maybe at a board level where they've had lots of other work. To engage with them, nudge them through a little email here and there. The other element to this is if you really feel you've tried to do that and you've tried to reach out to them on different media. So one of the other things I try and say to people is try and reach out on LinkedIn maybe, or maybe send them a direct message on Twitter if you're connected in that way. The other element is to maybe try and phone them at a different time of the day. So if you've got their mobile number, maybe try and call them maybe first thing in the morning or maybe later on in the evening. See if you can get hold of them in that respect. If you're getting a complete blanket, hard wall, nothing at all from them, then maybe drop them an email, maybe after 4 or 5 times, just to say, look, we had a great meeting a couple of weeks ago, but did I get it wrong? Did I misread something? Did I give you a proposal that I didn't, wasn't relevant for you or didn't solve a problem for you? And sometimes that's a way to prompt a prospect back to be able to want to engage you and say, sorry, I've just been manic with other stuff and I haven't had a chance. So those are the things that I would say in that situation. But the key thing is in the qualification. If you can get to the stage where you've really qualified, you know they've got the budget, you know they've got the decision process in place, you know they need this. This is pain for them. Would you wait to go to the dentist if you had toothache? No. So if you're really solving a pain point or a want that prospect has, they're going to want to move forward with you if they believe and trust you can do the job. So there's my answer about how you can solve a situation with a prospect that's basically gone cold. I hope it's helpful for you and it's given you some insight on what you need to do differently. As I mentioned in the video, on my website at www.jameswhite.business, I have a list of 42 questions, including a number related to budget, authority, need and time that you can download. So why don't you head over to the site, download the questions and make sure you're prepared to ensure those prospect conversations go really well. Thanks ever so much for watching the video. I hope it's been useful. If you have other sales questions that you're struggling with, put them in the comment section below or send an email to me via my website at www.jameswhite.business, and I'll be really happy to answer your questions and even speak to you personally so I can get you the results that you want for you and your business. Thanks for watching. I look forward to sharing more videos and answers with you really soon.